It's no longer New York basketball, the joke of the town. It is the Boston Celtics. I am not surprised. What I do know about this story, it is going to grow legs. It is not over. And Udoka, who is very well respected around the league. Brad Stevens, who is another very well respectable GM, ex-coach, took over for Danny Ainge. Well. Danny Ainge definitely got out of office quicker and sooner than later because we did not hear about any of this stuff when he was the GM of this organization. This story is just crazy. I feel for the Boston fans, as crazy as it may sound.
Really?
I really do.
You feel for Boston fans?
Yes, because this isn't their fault, and I don't know what the team is doing. This has something to do with the coach and one of the women that work or they're a part of the organization. Now, there were stories coming out. He was messing around with somebody's wife.
Yeah, the chief financial advisor.
Okay, but what does that have anything to do with the team? Let them handle this off air. Why don't they handle this outside of the game of basketball? This should not be going on when it comes to an organization and a very well-respectable organization in the NBA. This is a season that you expected to go all the way. You had a chance to go to the finals again this year and maybe win. You made some acquisitions. Brad Stevens has kept this team together. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. Smart was Defensive Player of the Year. I think you have the understanding what this team is. Losing a year without your coach definitely affects the growth of these players. And everybody says, oh, you don't need coach. We'll see. Because I do remember what the Celtics were in the beginning of the season last year. And now you're bringing in a new coach. I don't care what he's teaching. Udoka is not allowed to be around the team for a year, which means he's going to be sitting home and getting fat and watching this team on TV. I have a feeling he might be fired before the season ends when some of this story even comes out and it gets a little deeper. Right. And the NBA investigates it.
Yeah.
Because I think the NBA doesn't know the whole story, and they will investigate this story.
Yeah, the whole story is not complete yet. It's going to grow legs, like you said before. Matt Barnes was even saying he thinks it could even be like even 10 more different aspects of it that could end up happening. It could be more than one female staff member, not just the chief financial advisor's wife. There's also been statements being made from Brad Stevens that, again, he's going to be fair with all the employees, not just Udoka too. So if that does end up the case, it looks like he could be fired too. If there is end up being more consensual relationships, yes, but still relationships that violated the team policies, and that's where Brad Stevens and the ownership is going to look at it and possibly fire Udoka. I could definitely see it.
You don't suspend a coach or a player if something is not significantly bad going on behind closed doors.
Right.
They have to investigate this. Mm-hmm. This is not over. And I think they'll try to hide it, especially if they start off strong this year. But if they start off bad, you know where this story is going to lead. Everybody's going to wonder what's going on and where this story really lies. And nobody's talking about it right now because of Aaron Judge and all the stuff with the NFL. Nobody cares. But when basketball starts and this Celtic team isn't any good in the beginning of the season and they fall apart and with all the moves, they better hope they start off strong.
Yeah.
Because if they don't, there's going to be a lot of problems and a lot of conversations on what really happened behind closed doors.
And a lot of players that aren't going to be happy either. You know, NBA players are. The second something bad happens, they're going to want to be traded.
We haven't heard LeBron James yet because he seems like he opens his mouth with everything with the NBA.
Not yet, but who knows at this rate.
Oh, you'll hear something.
But, yeah, there's actually more other elements that could end up happening. We've heard stories that Udoka had some bad comments, like bad choice words towards a lot of these women, some insults that we've heard violated those behaviors as well.
He's dating a beautiful woman, too.
Yeah, Nia Long was an actress, so he cheated on her, and that doesn't help either. And also something came out where it looked like these was even starting in July, too. It wasn't even just now, so something that's been covered up for a while now.
And by the way, she is married to Udoka, and she has one kid with Udoka, too.
All right.
Kez Sunday Udoka. And she's a beautiful woman. I feel bad for Nia. She's in between this. The fact that this guy is cheating on her is just ridiculous. And she's 51 years old. She looks as good as she does. I feel bad for her. She's going to get the brunt of this, and so are her kids.
Who knows if it's something in a contract or some kind of divorce settlement that could be pricey, too. Who knows?
Well, she issued a statement of the suspicion. Nia says, I understand the religious aspect of marriage, Long said during 2020 appearance at Essence Yes Girl podcast. That is beautiful, and it's fantastical, and it's dreamy, and it's every girl's fantasy to have that moment. I don't know that I need that. The fact is, the 2 or 3 people that get hurt are the children and the wife.
Yeah.
She didn't do anything wrong. It's Udoka who seems to not be able to keep his hands off of other women. I do believe that one way or another he's going to get fired from this. I can't see him keeping this job. And if they keep the job, fans are not going to like it.
Nope.
Because he's going to miss a season. What is Jason Tatum going to say? This is his free agent year where this is his last year of his contract. He might say, you know what, I don't want to be here anymore. I'd rather go somewhere else and play for another organization. I don't have to play for a coach that is cheating on his wife. This is bad for the Celtics. If you're a Celtic fan, I wouldn't be happy. They had one of those great runs. He is one of the best young coaches in the NBA. What he did for that Celtic team defensively was unbelievable, but it doesn't take away what he did off the court. The NBA is definitely going to investigate this story. I would investigate the story. You cannot let Udoka and the Celtics handle this themselves. Yeah. We have seen this before, and the NBA, Adam Silver needs to step in and figure out the truth behind the story. If there's anything else that we're not hearing, it will break, especially being in a big city like Boston. And when it does, Brad Stevens could get fired because he's the one who chose him to be the head coach and then tried to hide this because this has been hidden. This has been going on a whole season while they were winning. Yeah. So
since July, so this whole off season and a couple during the NBA finals.
You can't tell me that Brad Stevens didn't know what was going on.
Yeah,
he knew what was going on. July, August, September, October. Come on, guys.
And if it is multiple female staffers too, who knows who else ends up knowing and covering stuff up at this point?
I think it's going to come out. I really do. And then there's Robert Sarver, and Robert Sarver was not pushed out like Sterling was. Donald Sterling got pushed out. The NBA, Doc Rivers, they pushed him out. He had to sell the team. Nobody pushed Sarver. And some people believe that Sarver said a lot of worse things than Donald Sterling did. And I've heard that a lot of these owners really love Robert Sarver. He's very well respected around the league. Even their players. Chris Paul spoke very highly of him as an owner, as a family guy, as a person that he came to respect. Brought him in to help grow this team and take this team to the next level. Trusted him with this franchise. It's sad. Not for Sarver, because he's disgusting. Some of the things that he said, absolutely disgusting. And the things that came out. But this is what social media does.
So many different forms of bigotry, too. There was racism. There was bad language towards women, bad language towards religion, too. It's just a lot that all added up. And a lot of people were thinking this even went back to like 2019, too. And he's been able to hold on to the team for so long.
If you know social media is going to kill you, why are you on it? If you say one thing and it breaks on social media, even if you said it and you erase it on Twitter, they can find it. Oh, yeah. They will find it, and they will eat you up alive. That's why you have to be careful on what you say and how you say it on social media, because if the press wants to attack you, they will. They'll find something. Even me, I do radio. If I say one stupid thing and it comes out wrong, somebody will find it. And if I'm big or I'm a big, high-paying, profile radio show host, and somebody wants to destroy me, they can. And they will. It's sad, but this is the way the country works. These journalists make money causing controversy. Controversy sells in this world.
But some things like this are just better left in house.
Another Chris Paul team. They're going to get somebody that has a lot of money and very well respected. If anything, this benefits them.
Yeah, I think long-term it definitely will. You wonder how much the noise will carry into the season with this. But I think Sarver, in comparison to other issues like this in the past, kudos to him for actually make the decision to actually sell the team right away, too.
Absolutely.
We've seen a lot of issues with that throughout other NBA owners with the NFL, too. So at least, obviously, nobody's defending what he said, but at least did that right.
It's unfortunate. The story will be over when he sells the team. I thought he was going to hold on to the team and try to figure things out as the season progressively moves forward. Maybe talk to the players one-on-one and try to get them to understand that he made a mistake. People make mistakes. People say the wrong things. I've said some wrong things over my years. I don't say it on air. I try to keep away from it, but I do make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. You're human. But sometimes with the way the world works now and the country, I don't care how you're brought up. You learn how to respect women, sexual origin, religion, everything. You have to learn how to respect people for what they are. And if you don't, boy, oh boy, you're going to get attacked and you will lose your job. People don't care. This is the way the world works. Unfortunately, everybody should understand the way this world and the way it's changed. Respect people for who they are, not what they are.